of joking around, but also writing a check. And when you're Patrick Mahomes, you can write those checks because you know what? Good chance you're going to be able to honor it. Even though, and this is what I love about this Chiefs dynasty, it's not like they're showing up and kicking the crap out of everybody. It's an Indiana Jones escape every year for them. They have to find a way to slip through the cracks and get there. And they failed a couple of times. Hey, they lost a Super Bowl. They lost to the Bengals, squandered a big lead in the AFC Championship game. But they're still the Chiefs. And last year, Christmas Day, they looked like crap against the Raiders. And they figure it out, beat the Bengals, and they lay the foundation for their playoff run. But yeah, Patrick Mahomes, one of the few guys that can get away with it. Kind of, saying that thing with a smile on his face and a song in his heart. And yeah, we're going to do it again. We're going to do it again in the Super Bowl this year in New Orleans. So take that Bills, take that Bengals, take that Ravens, take that Browns, take that Steelers. The Chiefs are going back to the Super Bowl again. And you know what? Chiefs versus the field? Yeah, I've seen enough to know. I was saying it last year. Until somebody proves otherwise, the Chiefs are the safe bet every year.
Yes, they are. I'm confused as to why he would go on Logan Paul's podcast.
They got a business thing. That Prime, it's that Prime, it's that drink, it's some energy drink. They're in business together. That was the whole. He was at the wrestling thing the other night with Logan Paul, and because Chris was like, "Gee, I wonder how much WWE paid him," and it's a fair question. But there's some business connection they have. And it's not strong enough because I don't know what it's some drink or it's something. It's something. There's some business relationship between the two.
Okay. Well, I guess that kind of explains it. Logan Paul, also a Northeast Ohio native, which I don't know if that's good or bad. But what's interesting to me, I mean, like Patrick Mahomes has been saying basically since the moment they won the Super Bowl in February, they want another one of those things. We got to get back. We're going to win 3. We're going to win 3. So, like, you're talking about writing checks. I mean, he's been writing that check since February. We'll see if he can cash it next year in New Orleans, as he was talking about. But yeah, I mean, anytime Patrick Mahomes wants to open his mouth and say, "Oh, we're going to do X, Y, or Z," okay, that's fine. I mean, you've won 3 Super Bowls already in your young career. You're not even 30 yet. You get to say that, dude, because you've earned the right to say things like that.
But it's different to express that wistful, we want to win 3 in a row, and say we are going to run that play again in the Super Bowl. That's far more specific. That's far more specific than just getting caught up in the moment and saying we're going to do it again. I think this one is more specific and very, very particular. But regardless, are you going to bet against them? Are you going to bet against them? I'm not.
No. What's interesting, Mike, the Chiefs should be better this year than they were last year, at least if you look at what their offensive weaponry is, right? And I don't know if it was like a hangover last year and why the offense was so just like slogging through mud for so much of the season. I mean, and you brought up that Raiders loss, and that was crappy. When your defense plays as well as it did, they don't allow, I think, a completion by Aiden O'Connell after the first quarter, and you still lose. That is where you need to do a lot of things to improve your offense. And they made it through the postseason, because Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. But they've done things in this offseason where you're saying, okay, yeah, Rice, we'll have to see what the suspension looks like. But you still brought in Marquise Brown, right? You still trade up, you get Xavier Worthy. That offense should be better. We'll have to see what they do at left tackle, whether it's Morris or the young tackle whose name I'm not going to try to pronounce right now that they just got out of BYU. But there are reasons to believe that this Chiefs team should be better than last year's Chiefs team. And maybe it won't be so much of a slog every single week offensively. Although that being said, they're going to get every team's best shot, because when you play the Chiefs now, you're getting up to play a back-to-back champion. So it's going to be an interesting dynamic in 2024.
Well, and, Chiefs fans love it when I say this, but they got to watch out for the Chargers. They have to watch out for Jim Harbaugh putting his foot in the ass of a team that's had plenty of talent but has continued to fall short, because they have given the Chiefs some interesting games even without Harbaugh there to really kind of motivate the way he did in San Francisco. Can we pull up the image of Mahomes still shot from that Logan Paul thing with the Prime chain because I found this. This is from the Hollywood Reporter. The date is December 18, 2023. Patrick Mahomes, star quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs, has signed on as a spokesperson for Prime, the beverage and energy drink brand founded by social media stars and boxers Logan Paul and KSI. Mahomes will become the face of Prime's flagship product, hydration, meant to be a healthy alternative to products like Gatorade. So that's why he was there. I don't know who KSI is. I have never heard KSI before. I would assume it's, some company that changes your carburetor. I don't know. KSI Mechanics. I don't know. KSI is someone. Logan Paul I'm aware of. So what is KSI? KSI is an influencer and boxer.
Who is
maybe
KSI?
I'm just old. Maybe I'm old, and I am. But this idea that, hey, I'm an influencer, I'm on YouTube, now I'm going to go fight people. It's a hell of a turn. And hey, Mike Tyson and is it Jake Paul? That's coming up July 20.
Yeah,
I'll watch that. I'll watch that live on Netflix. I thought about going to it. One of my bucket list items from the last time Shireen was on was to go sit ringside at a big-time boxing match, and there really aren't many big-time boxing matches anymore. And it's kind of lame to think of 58-year-old, he'll be 58 at the time, Mike Tyson as, a prime boxing match. But, yeah, I will watch that fight. So, anyway, that's why Patrick Mahomes was on that podcast, and that's why he's wearing a necklace that says Prime. Now you know, Miles. See, now you can have a very satisfying Friday because you've learned something today.
Oh, now we sit because we know. That's great. Yeah. All right.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.